Twist and flick.
Yeah. Okay, so at least one kind of consummary kill there at the end. Twist gets that, and he retains the op, which is big. But FaZe look good, and you know what? I think what they most tried to do was like see what the incendiaries, Molotovs, whatever they had could do for them, and then if those didn't work out, then they save with 4. Kind of the big idea.
Okay,
and it ends up being at least one kind of consummary kill there at the end. Of all the ways to lose, that's definitely the best. So Rain is. Rain wants some attention back. I remember when Rain joined this team, and he was the most quiet star at first. Like, the team was kind of built around him in the beginning, but he was like the star of LGB, which is like a minor star. Sure. But then he becomes the best player on a team with Nico, Guardian, Olaf, and it's like, what?
The last remaining original member.
Right, yes.
Rain's been here since the start.
He's the Breezy of Europe.
Yeah, the stellar pillar. Let's go into the next one. Like you said, the best way to lose a round is to do it with taking everybody out from Nip, but Cold fully blind. You can't even stop him. He will miss the second shot, but using the smoke to create a little bit of space as he calls for reinforcements. Unfortunately, the rotation's still so far away, and yet what? He's alive. Fire engulfs the site, and there it is. Lekr0 able to dismantle the defense, take that slight edge to the 4v3 we go.
Yeah, some decent grenades. Forest. Key player. This is it, really.
It's going to take an adjustment. He's raiding for the tunnel's peak.
Yeah, and Olaf doesn't seem to know that he's here too, but he might get cleared. And doesn't seem to be worried the entire time. But another really important round here from Lekr0.
Wild to me, of course, that Lekr0 gets into that mix.
Yeah.
Look for sure that once coldzera had help, they'd be able to just cull back those Ts.
Definitely Rain just needed like one more second. Lekr0 needed to be blind, but yeah, we've seen him do that. He's really good. He's really good with a lot of chaos going on. Force stack towards long, full buyout for the CTs. Presence now into the tunnels for Ninjas. They sit and wait. Rez is going to just sit here and collect information, correspond teammates. Counting grenades, of course.
Just for the record, too, Nip have now gotten as many rounds as they did in the entire map that these teams first faced off on. So improvements, Launders. Plenty of room for improvements.
Here, right?
Which means maybe, just maybe, we get a treat, a delicacy, like we did on Nuke.
Some snails?
No, ew, no, wait. Little Krieg spam.
Rez gonna just sit here.
Smoke meant to pump fake. Still so much utility across this. Molotovs start to rain in. Brokey's gonna feel this heat. He's burning down to 29, and Plopsky holds him honest. coldzera's in the corner, and nobody else has faced him. And these other two Ts are so low that Cold, what do you know, could very well hold. Forest still able to best him, and Rain on 11 health is afraid to go for this peak, so he waits.
Just chill.
He waits.
Cold is far back, though. Man, they're giving up on these retakes. They're becoming slightly more and more winnable each time. Ninjas are, though, picking a good side of the map to attack. They gave up on Cat after it started failing. Now they've moved their attention over to B. That's starting to work out a little bit more well. And the way you're characterizing this in the play-by-play, Connor, is that it looks like Cold is probably going to hold, that they're actually going to have a solid B defense. Ninja are still scraping out of these kills. They're coming away with low HP, but that's enough. And they know that FaZe are going to save quite often.
Forest still able to best him, and Rain on 11 health is afraid to go for this peak, so he waits.
Just chill.
He waits.
Cold is far back, though. Man, they're giving up on these retakes. They're becoming slightly more and more winnable each time. Ninjas are, though, picking a good side of the map to attack. They gave up on Cat after it started failing. Now they've moved their attention over to B. That's starting to work out a little bit more well. And the way you're characterizing this in the play-by-play, Connor, is that it looks like Cold is probably going to hold, that they're actually going to have a solid B defense. Ninja are still scraping out of these kills. They're coming away with low HP, but that's enough. And they know that FaZe at all times, or make sure you have Cat control. Like, very simple stuff. So see if that comes into play. A timeout is called here for NIP as they go to talk things over. I would wonder, though, yeah, if I was looking at those rounds, I'd be like, well, man, these were close calls that we had in the B. Do we want to try that again? I would try to maybe lean towards it. They did have one round that got absolutely destroyed where they went to go for a mid to B. Lekr0 came out mid, everybody else went through tunnels. So, I don't know.
It's wild to think these last 3 rounds, we go back, you've got 4 survivors, 7 survivors, 5 survivors. These rounds really boiling down
Nobody wants to
pinpoint.
retake. Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
no one wants to retake B.
Everybody's thinking of tomorrow's battle,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
The 15-round war.
There's even a 4-man save on the A side where they did tons of damage, but they don't even attempt the 4v5 retake. So I think it's up to Ninjas. You know, they can set the tone. How do they want to attack? How do they want to approach? We'll find out now. Standard default. There's not been a lot of aggressive cat presence from FaZe. It's not exactly been called for because things have been going so well apart from B so far on the map. But at a certain point they'll notice, you know, they're going back to these more standard defaults of cat control for a minute.
Yeah, I feel like things are starting to normalize now. We're 10 rounds in.
That's a duel.
Oh, right in the dome, Rain.
Splattered on the back of mid. Now all of a sudden, the extremities of the map, although they do belong to FaZe, it's the mid that's all open. And also that catwalk hit. NiKo's gonna look to bring this one back into control, taking the fight on his own terms. Still has the ability to drop down if he gets this first shot off, but you just can't help but feel like he needs a kill with it. If he doesn't take down that front man, the op's gonna be on cycle. With those smokes being thrown, he's gonna play around, hits the first, and he goes for the flash, but Lekro's so blind he can't punish. Now NiKo throws a second flashbang, turns his back to the gunfights, and he's in position, hoping to drop another body. Olof, in the meanwhile, he's gone on long, so now NiKo knows his life has a timer on it. He's gonna go and try and make the play, but punished he is. 2 versus 4 retake attempt, perhaps. But with the amount of saves we've seen called, why wouldn't coldzera take this op back and just move on to the 11th round?
Yeah, definitely. This is already a new nip, man. They look way better. Yeah, this is really cool. So there, you know, they've approached the last 3 rounds with that standard cat presence, but then the 2 before they go into B. This time they end up committing to cat, and it's after a few rounds where they haven't gone cat at all. But in the previous rounds they just did it a little bit earlier. And NiKo plays that well. Again, we're seeing that position where you're coming around elbow, and you're responsible for doing some damage before the A site exec comes out. NiKo tries to go very aggressive, and I love how he actually doesn't jump into CT spawn. He realizes he's much more useful if he doesn't, and that he could just get chased down if he tries. So he takes the riskier approach almost to get back to the site off of a good flash, and
Talking about risk,
good.
I love the fact that he doesn't even look behind him.
Yeah.
Just sprints to safety as fast as he could, bouncing a flashbang off. And you know Lekro gave chase that entire time, but he was eating the same flashes that were just popping off above the head of NiKo.
Yeah, they both recognize the imminence, like what needed to happen right there and then.
But Ninjas have broken them.
Pistols. We've got Deagles.
I do feel like NiP have to keep this rolling, though, because I don't think the job gets any easier once they swap sides.
Yeah, for sure.
Last 5 rounds of Ninja's T side. Let's go. Finally, they've gotten a huge gun advantage here.